I'm doing digital marketing, so I
Okay.
would I would like to be able to have some kind of lead that I could give them so they can. I want to be give them more value, basically, and I'll create a
Okay.
funnel behind it based off of tonight. I'm using funnels and chatbots, so I'm
Okay.
going to be building a chatbot for auto dealer. I'm building a salesman into the chatbot, and I
Good
want to
deal.
give value, so I'm kind of do stuff like that,
Okay.
Perfect.
the funnel stuff.
We're good to go, Jim.
Okay. Well, welcome everybody. I'm honored to be able to hold this meeting tonight for Forbes. She's doing something else, and which we all wish we were there. So if you want to pitch a product, she's got a brand new show called Real Deals, and so it's her and Kevin Harrington from Shark Tank that are filming in Texas, and it's pretty awesome. So what we're going to talk tonight about is I'm going to do a build ClickFunnel from start to finish, and let's get a raise of hands. Anybody that isn't on their Wednesday night calls, I just want to say something about Wednesday nights. It's an awesome experience. And on Wednesday nights, we really go into depth. Last night, we talked about 3 different ways to make money right away online. And tonight, we're going to talk about an additional way to make money. And Karen, did you have a question? No. Anybody that has a question, just go ahead and unmute yourself and jump in as we're going, because I'm going to shrink you down. It won't hurt or anything when I shrink you, but I'm going to shrink you down and put you on the side. And I just want to say a shout out to Stacy. I haven't seen her since our time in Florida, which was awesome. She's a wonderful lady and has a lot going for her, and it was neat, incredible to see breakthroughs with these people. And so if you haven't experienced Forbes Factor live, you're definitely missing out on an experience of a lifetime. And I had a lot of things going on in my own life. I do very well for myself, but I know by going to Forbes Factor Live, I'm going to scale a lot higher. So we're going to dive in. I want to ask everybody on the call tonight, who is involved in World Ventures right now? So we have, hold your hands up. We have a few people here. So we've got about 4 people. It really doesn't matter if you're involved in World Ventures, because we're going to build a 2-step funnel. And so if you're involved in any marketing of any kind where you want to capture a lead, like an email and a name, because we call that a call to action. And a call to action is getting somebody into the first step of what we call a digital touch point. So digital touch points are ways of touching different people in different waves. And what's really cool about that is it starts out in a process, and then it goes through building trust as you go through these different digital touch points. I'm going to try to pull up a quick diagram of that. If I can't find it, we'll skip it for now. But I've got a really cool diagram that I use when I teach digital marketing, and it talks about the way you touch people in different ways. And we'll have time. We'll keep it to an hour tonight. And of course, if there's questions afterwards, we'll get into those questions. But I just want to pull up this chart real quick and show you kind of what a funnel is and the way we touch people in different ways. And if I can find my chart here, I usually have this set up, and then, but I'm just gonna, I found it right here, and I'm just gonna drag this over And then I'm going to go ahead and shrink everybody. This might hurt for just a little bit when I shrink you down and put you on the sides. So hang on a minute. And you probably see ClickFunnels, right? Raise your hand if you see ClickFunnels and something else. Okay. So this is kind of what we're talking about is a funnel. Basically, we take and convert leads. We bring leads in if you don't know what a funnel is. And so it starts out at a big number. You start out bringing leads in, they become a prospect, and then eventually they become a customer. The typical ratio of a lead to a customer is about 10 to 1. So for every 10 customers, you get one actual customer out of that. If you have a really good offer, you can increase that. And the way you do that is through discovery, consideration, and then in the conversion. So you want to create a relationship. You want to create transparency. And I'm not going to go too much into this. I just want to show you some of this so you get a perspective of it. I teach this a lot. I actually do a workshop, and it's a 3-day workshop on digital marketing. And this is something we talk about and go into great detail on these touch points. So as you see this little chart here, and I'm just going to zoom this in just a little bit so anybody with my eyes can see it a little bit better. So just hang on a minute. Let me blow this up a little bit. And I'm just going to move this over to here. So can everybody see this bar here that with the touch points? So basically a funnel starts out with awareness, and that happens through public relations. It happens through radio, TV, print, word of mouth, and then eventually you can do online ads, email marketing, pay-per-click, which would be Google AdWords, social ads, which would be Facebook ads, and we'll talk about that tonight. If we have time, I'll actually do a Facebook ad. And then it goes into reviews. This is where we start having consideration, because this is where you build your trust. You create a blog, you become an authority online. And when I say become an authority, I'll just give you an example. I don't want to talk too much about myself, but I'm just going to type in my name. So I always tell people if they have any questions about me, just go to Google and type in my name, and you'll see that I'm just all over the first page, the second page, the third page. And if I click on images, this is all me. So I create a lot of authority out there. Hopefully there's no nude pictures in here. I don't think there is, so we'll just make sure. But anyways, so you create authority. You want to dominate the search engines with authority. That's how you gain trust. And when you gain trust and transparency through blogging, through media, through the internet. Hi, Susan.
Hey.
And then it eventually becomes a purchase. And then once you build a purchase and you build a customer list, then you want to retain those customers and you want to offer them additional products. If you ever bought a product, they usually say you bought something from Macy's, they're going to send you catalogs. They're going to send you emails. They want you to purchase again. And then eventually these customers become your advocates. So they're the ones that promote you. Like Forbes Riley, she's classic about promoting her students and her clients that she believes in, like on a live video today with Tucker. She's talking about Tucker. So this is your advocates. It can be a social network, a community, you're blogging people. It could be through your newsletter. So I'm just going to break that down, and we're just going to dive into ClickFunnels. If anybody, I'm going to drop a URL into the chat. And anybody that wants a 14-day free trial, hang on, I got to find the chat. But if you want a 14-day free trial to ClickFunnels, I'm just going to drop that in here right now, and you can have a free trial. So you can try it out, and this is, you'll have to use this particular URL to get that free trial. So there you go. There's 14 days free trial. You can try, if you don't have ClickFunnels, check it out. There's different programs. I would recommend the $97 program, but try the 14-day free trial. You're going to see how easy it is tonight to get into ClickFunnels. This is your ClickFunnels dashboard. And as I said before, jump in. Don't be afraid to ask questions when I'm going through this.
Yeah.
Yep.
Could you give us the address verbally? Because I don't see it showing up.
Hang on a minute.
Or is it a long? Yeah.
No, it's a short one. I'm sorry. I sent it to hang on. I accidentally didn't send it to everybody. I sent it to Tyronda, and I bet she felt special because she was the only one that got it. Do you see it now, Monk?
Are you sending it by email?
I'm just putting it in the chat.
You see when you compress the screen, that's disappeared.
It shows now in the chat.
Yep, just click on the chat bubble on the bottom. And
Yeah.
Okay.
The chat
All right,
where?
guys. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, well, go ahead and get started. Any other questions, just jump in. Don't be afraid. So this is your ClickFunnels dashboard. It's pretty simple. I have a lot of different options here. I use their traffic secrets. I use funnel scripts, which is incredible for copyright. It automatically creates headlines. It creates, and that's a whole nother deal in itself. I use funnel builder secrets. I'm a part of the university. And I pay for a lot of us that went to 10X probably had a similar program. And then not only that, I belong to Funnel Hackers, so I get a monthly subscription. And I'm a part of the community that hacks funnels, what we do every day, because we build a lot of funnels. So I'm just going to drop in here. And so here's some of our funnels. We built a local funnel today. We did this in about 30 minutes. So I'll just show you what this looks like, and just give you an example of how easy it is to build a local funnel. So if we just preview this was for CrossFit, and we dropped a video in here that automatically plays, and it's for a free week to actually to CrossFit. And this is one of my friends' CrossFit places.
Presidential
and so those are local funnels, and they're really easy to use.
Very polarizing, very hateful, thing. And at the end of the presidential campaign, after going to
We got
were,
Chuck. Can you?
I sat outside and it doesn't matter. I don't mean to get into politics at all, because
but I'm going to dive into building a funnel. So basically, all you do is, let me just show you one more funnel that we're working on that I'm pretty excited about. If I go into preview this one, you can do so much with ClickFunnels. It's just unbelievable. And this is a fitness coach that's in California. I work with a lot of coaches. And this is a particular funnel that we're putting together for her, and it's to buy her product. And so if you look her up, she's Kimberly Lou. She does kind of a emotional fitness type of deal, but she trains, builds, recovers. But we're going to go ahead and click on this little link here, and I'm just going to increase the size of this so you can see it. So under ClickFunnels, we're just going to go and build a funnel. So you have a cookbook. I could break out the cookbook. It's actually a physical thing. It looks like a cookbook that I've got. I don't use it very often, but it is really good. If you have a chance to get it from Russell Brunson, it's a great piece to have. But basically you want to go in. These are almost done for you funnels. So we just start the cookbook. And what we're building tonight is a 2-step funnel. So we have all different types of funnels here. Tripwires are great for supplements and products. A product launch is something that's coming out. A video sales letter might be a service, a coaching program that you have. There's different funnels. There's membership funnels, surveys. Bridge funnel is bridging one funnel to another funnel. But we're going to get down here, and here's the auto webinar. Those work great. And we're just looking for a squeeze page funnel. Basically, we click on this. It's a 2-step funnel. So right now, we could click on this video. Russell Brunson will go through about a 1-minute video. He's going to talk about what a 2-step funnel is. And so if you have any questions about it, it's pretty simple. We can see right over here that in the pages, we have a squeeze page and a thank you page. If we clicked on the funnel map, it would actually download the layout of this funnel and what it looks like. When we're in this squeeze page, there's some different options down here. There's free options. Here's one, 10 squeeze page funnels for $7.97. If we clicked on that, we could see what that looks like. And it would just be, it looks like a lot of local marketing. So you could actually do that if you wanted to, but I'm going to show you a cheaper way to do that. There is something called donefunnels.com, and that's just another resource for you. And I'm just going to drop that in and show you what that looks like, because this website has a lot of pre-done websites. If we click on local business funnels, and this is great for Jose that does local marketing or digital marketing. Here's some residential roofing, landscape. If you work with real estates, hairstylists, you can customize this to whatever you want. But if you just click on it, it's going to show us what this funnel looks like finished. I actually used this particular funnel for a roofing client of mine, and it has a nice pop-up and everything. So you can use done funnels and buy funnels in a cheaper way. I have a lot of resources like that, but I'm not going to go through them all tonight because I want to show you the ClickFunnels. So we have a 2-page squeeze page. We're going to go ahead and we're going to use this template. So to use this, I don't like using a template with a lot of stuff because I'm a creative guy. I like to create my own stuff. So I always use a blank template. That's my preference because I like to start out with nothing and work to something. So what we're going to do tonight is we're going to build a funnel for use of World Ventures. So you could use this in Facebook ads. You could use it to push people to, which would be awesome because you get their email and their name. And so we're going to build this funnel out. Here's the different options. So here's our 2 steps. We have a squeeze page, which I call an opt-in page, and we have a thank you page.
Can you just ask a question first, Jim? Is this something that you've created, or this exists on the internet already?
ClickFunnels?
Yeah.
ClickFunnels is on the internet. I put a URL in the chat box, and you can get a 14-day free trial to that.
Okay. But you're just somebody who can help navigate and build other people's funnels. Is it different than a website, or can it be joined into a website?
Some people actually use ClickFunnels to build their entire website. You could build a website through ClickFunnels.
Okay.
What we do with it is we actually integrate ClickFunnels into a website.
Okay. That's so it can be integrated. I'm not even speaking right. It can be put into your website. It can
Yes.
addition to
Yep.
an extra thing. Okay.
Yep, absolutely.
I don't see the URL, but I'm sure.
Let me just drop it in there one more time.
Sorry.
It'll be in the chat box.
The chat box, which is where?
Just look there's going to be a bar probably at the bottom of the screen.
Move your
Oh,
mouse.
here's the
around.
chat box. Okay, got it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I didn't click on it. Okay.
And anybody that needs it, just email me, jim@parmedia.com, and I'll send you whatever you need from tonight.
Okay, thank you.
So we're in the first page, and we're going to drop down, and I'm going to find a template that I want to use because I'm going to use a video in this tonight's sample. So you could preview it by just clicking on it. I know I want this template, so I'm going to drop it in. It's going to create the page automatically, and then it's going to pop up in this box here. If you wait for the wheel, it will go through, and it will tell you when it's done and ready. So there it is. I'm just going to click Edit Page, and I'm going to run through this a little quick, but Chuck's going to supply a video for this at the end or later on to help you out, and so if you have any questions or whatever. So we're going to let's see, let me just pull this over here. We're going, whoops, I didn't want to sell my crazy dog sunglasses. Uh-oh. We're going to type in, we're going to put a bar up here, and we're going to put watch. So it's very easy to edit. So all you do is click on any of these fields, and I'm just going to put watch this video. I'm sure you'll want to know more. And if I wanted to highlight that a little bit, I could actually add an additional bar up here. Let me just go down. There's different sections. There's sections, rows, columns, and elements. So I'm looking for I want to add a new section. So I'm going to go down here. I'm going to hit the plus sign, and I'm going to do a full width section. So there it is right there. And I'm going to bring this to the top with these arrows, and it's right up here. But I want to do something to highlight, watch this video. I'm sure you'll want to know more. So I'm going to add a nice background color to that, and let's add whoops, I didn't want to do that. Hang on a minute. I think I grabbed the let me just make sure I grab the right section here. This is the section that I want. And there it is up there now. So I'm going to add a background color to this. So all you do is click on the little gear, and we're going to make this, we'll make it gray, like a nice gray color. Or actually, let's do, being it's vacation stuff, let's do like a teal green. And then you see up here, it says add new rows. So we're going to do a one column because we're just doing a headline up there. And so I added my column, And then I want to drag this up there, but hang on one second. For some reason, my column did not go in. Add new row, one column. So now we're going to add an element. So we don't need to add an element because we're just going to drag anything in orange is an element. So I'm just going to drag that up there. And then I'm going to make this teal green. So I'm going to create the background. And I'm going to get rid of this one at the top. And let me just bring this down. I want to make sure I don't delete the entire thing. So I'm just going to take this. This text doesn't show up very good in black. So we just click on the gear again. Anytime you want to make any changes, just click on the gear. I'm going to select white. So that looks a lot better. And if you wanted a bold color, you could do a nice bold color. But I'm just going to leave it white for now because that's good enough. And then if you want to increase the size of that text, which we do, you're just going to go and select where it turns orange and hit the gear. And then I'm going to increase this like this. So that's the first part of this. Now I'm going to type in a catchy headline. When I say catchy, you want to do something that uses the words discover, ultimate, all kinds of different words like that, insane conversion. But we're going to talk about vacations. So we're going to say discover how to travel the world for free and get paid doing it. Do you think that would grab your attention? I would think so. So I'm going to highlight this free here because I like to highlight my words that I want emphasis on. And so discover, I'm going to bold that. And of course, get paid because we want people to grab that. So that's my headline right there. And I'm going to get rid of the blue on that because that doesn't look right. If I want to bring this up a little bit, I could bring this up by just hitting the gear setting. And there's different margins that you could do and pull that up. So I just pulled that up a little bit. If you want to pull it up higher, you can do it in the actual section right here in the gear setting. I'm just going to scroll down and I'm going to move that. See how that moves up and down as I move that back and forth. And now, so we've started here and we're doing a travel website, correct? So I want to add something to this to get people's attention. So I'm going to add a background image to this particular section here. So the way I did that is, remember green is section. So I hit the settings and I'm going to click on the URL because I want to grab an image from my images and put that in there. I work with a lot of fitness people, so that's why I've got a lot of fitness gals in here. So I'm going to do an upload. I'm going to grab an image. I have a folder that I created, and so I'm going to find that folder amongst all my stuff, and I believe it's called Dreamtime, and there it is. And I want to add this image here. So that's going to upload. Once it uploads, and it's done processing. It's right here. So I just double click on that. So that image just went in, and I don't want it on a no repeat. I want it on a full, hang on a minute, full width. And the only thing that I see with this image is it's going to block out my text. So I'm just going to pull that out of there for a second, and I'm going to add that image somewhere else because I want the text to be highlighted. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this. I'm going to create another row or section. I'm going to add a new row, one column because it's one image and I want it to go long ways. And I'm going to add a new element. So just highlight there. And you're going to click image. So now we have a demo image, and now I click the gear to add my image in there. And we've got the image right here. And there it is. That looks nice. So I'm going to adjust my headers because I'm a little OCD and I want that thing to ride really up into the top there. So we have watched this video. I'm sure you'll want to know more. I'm not sure I like that headline, but we'll go with it right now. And we may even want to pull this verbiage closer to the video. But I'm not going to do that. We're not going to get too in detail. But we are going to grab the video that I'm going to use for this. So in order to use a video, we can use YouTube, Vimeo, or we could actually upload a file from a file manager. So I'm going to log into my Vimeo account. I just happen to be there already. And so I have a video that I grabbed off of the internet, and I'm just going to grab the embed code. And I lied. I'm not going to grab the embed code. I want the actual share code. Let me save this real quick. And whatever you use, Vimeo or whatever, it really doesn't matter. It's a preference. I use both of them. And so I'm just going to grab this little arrow here. I want to grab the share, and I'm going to grab this URL. It's a short URL in both YouTube and Vimeo. So we're just going to go into this element, the video element, and we're going to grab the settings. And what I want to do, the video type, you can do a custom embed, a Wistia, HTML, but we're using Vimeo. So I'm going to drop that in there and paste that URL in there. And I really want this thing to autoplay. I want people to get the whole experience of this when they come into this website. Now, remember with Facebook sometimes they do not allow you to have an autoplay on a video. That's against their policy. But we could have an opt-in page before that, and that would take care of that. But we're going to take that risk and go ahead and do that. So now I'm going to fix this particular area here. And this is where we grab their name and email address, because we want to be able to market to them for a long, long time. And just for practical sense, if you ask for a name and email, you usually get it. If you ask for a name, phone number, and email, you don't get it. So your conversion rates are going to be better when you just ask for a name and email address. And then set up an email campaign like in GetResponse or Aweber that you can send to these people, because once they get in, remember those digital touch points that we talked about. Once they opt in and they're aware of this campaign, then we need to start pushing ads or pushing emails, direct email campaigns to them, because we have to do different things to get them to purchase. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to enter, let's see, we just say enter, believe it or not, you have to be really particular about how people respond. If you don't say enter your name and email, they won't enter their name and email, believe it or not. It's just, some people just aren't aware of that. And remember, it could be my mom and dad on the computer and they came across this and they're in their 80s, but they want to travel the rest of their life. And so they may want to jump in here, but they don't know how to get this offer. So enter name and email for free information. Or we could say free information for private travel club. Keep it short. Orange is a good color. Once again, I like to keep things consistent, but orange is a good marketing color. And one thing that we do is when we clicked on the settings for this, we get this box here. There's set action for this button. You just want to make sure that it submits to an order form or a URL. What we're going to do with this is we're going to actually submit it to a URL. So we're going to push this to my particular, we're going to push this to my World Ventures deal. But I would recommend that instead of pushing them here, push them to another video talking about World Ventures. So if you've got a website or something like that. But we'll just do that for the time being. So we're going to grab that URL, drop that in there, and we're going to save that. So I'm going to change the color of this button. And we just scroll down here, background color of button. And I kind of like this green color. Green is money. And then, yes, I want more. Or yes, I want to travel for free. So that looks pretty good so far. To change this copyright, again, you just click on it. Don't put World Ventures in there because they probably wouldn't appreciate that. I'm just going to put up to par marketing. You could put whatever. You don't even have to have this in there. If you do Facebook ads, they like to have a disclaimer in there in a terms of use. So usually if you just put the words disclaimer and link it to Google or whatever, they could care less. They never read it. But we're going to save our work that we've done so far. And save that. And you could title this Free Private Travel Club. And I'm just going to get rid of this description. Actually, this stuff is search engine friendly. So you could put some keywords in here, private travel, travel for free. You could put some different things in here. We'll just put up to par. And you can see how it populates in there. And or travel VIP for free or whatever, something like that. So we're going to save that. Let's take a look at it and see what it looks like so far. Pretty simple. The video is not auto-playing, and it's probably just because I'm on, but we've got a nice catchy video that is going to grab.
I love Dream Trips because it has allowed me to live a life that I never thought was possible. I absolutely love Dream Trips. Everybody should be here.
every dream trip changes the way I look at a holiday, and always delivers more than they actually.
So that's going to get people's attention. Now let me just go through this form and make sure it's connected. So we know that this looks pretty good. We could add a little bit more to it. I'm just going to add another image. We're going to add a row. And we'll put a picture in here. And we're going to grab a URL. So we'll go ahead and search for another image. And I have some images in this box. Let's see what I want. Let's go ahead and put this one in. Let it load and process.
Jim, is there a way to select or find or search those size images for those kind of spots that are really long and thin?
Yeah, what I do is typically I just go into Google and I'll show you kind of how I did it. I actually put in Bora Bora banner.
Okay, banner.
So just use the word banner after an image and then watch what happens. You get a bunch of them.
Perfect. Okay,
you know, some of these like this that has watermarks on it, you probably don't want to use that because that just wouldn't be a good idea. But Shutterstock, you definitely don't want to use. Stock image, you want to grab, and Pixabay is a good one to use for that. So let me just go back. There's our image. We're going to drop that in here. And so being it's a travel club, you want stuff with a lot of images. And you could put a nice background in here. There's ways to do that, but it would take too much time tonight. Let me just show you how you would do that in this whole section. So if I click settings and go to background image, I could literally drop that image in here and it would look like that.
Awesome. So
that wouldn't be too bad, but we'd probably, if we did something like that, we probably want to put a background color like a white, and we can actually fade that out a little bit like that with the transparency. Just pull this little bar here and transparent out, and then we have that in there. So that doesn't look too bad. I'll leave that like that and take this image out. But you probably want these to pop a little bit more, but they're not too bad. So I'm going to click save. And now I'm going to show you how to set up this form here. You can integrate this. I'm going to show you two ways. You can integrate it with like a Aweber, like an email autoresponder. I have one in here in particular. Let's see which one. I'll use Get Response. And if you wanted to add this to a campaign, you could set up a list in your Get Response account and then grab that list, whatever. So I've got all kinds of lists. We could just grab this list. It says, voila, it's connected and you're done. And you just hit save. And then if I go back up to settings, you can see right here, there's a green check. That means it's connected. So I'm going to unconnect that because I'm going to show you another way to do that also. What if you just...
I have a quick question, Jim. Did that just send automatically to all the people on that email list, or what just happened?
Nope, that just basically I have a list in Get Response called that. And so you want me to show you how to do that in like Get Response?
I guess I was just wondering like what you just did when you grabbed, you had a list of different kind of like abbreviations.
Let me show you one more time. So I'm going to hit integration and I'll explain it just a little bit better because I sometimes talk a little bit.
Jim, I think I can understand. I think I can explain to her what you did in a way that she would understand it.
Okay.
What he did, Brianna, was he added it to his autoresponder in Get Response, so that now anytime someone opts into this funnel that he's making right now, they will start receiving the auto response emails from that particular list in Get Response.
Okay.
Does that
you.
make sense?
Yep.
And then, yep.
Where does your list reside? In a listserv company, or is this part of ClickFunnels?
It's not part of ClickFunnels, but let me show you. And Get Response is, let me just go real quick and show you what it looks like. It's an email marketing software.
Okay.
Let me log in.
Is it like Constant Contact and iContact? And
Yes, exactly.
Got it.
So there's lists in here, and you can have varying lists that you can do with those.
Got it.
But let me show you a way. Let's just say you don't want to spend money on Get Response, and you just want those emails to come to your email, directly to your email. You can do that simply by going back. Let me save. And then I'm going to hit the exit button. And we're in this funnel right now. Let me name this funnel. You just go under settings. And we're going to call this the World Venture Funnel. And anybody that wants to, that's on this call, that wants to be a part of World Ventures, let me know, and I can help you out with that. It's inexpensive and it pays very well. Like credit-wise, I think we've got like 3,000 or 4,000 credits in 60 days just from our normal travel. So I named this, and I'm not going to put this in shared funnels. I want to put this in my travel funnels. So I'll create a new category there and a group tag. So we're in this particular step, the squeeze page. Here's the main page that we're in. To automate this to go to your email, you're just going to click on automation. And we're going to add a new action. So simply click add a new action. You think it would be add a new email, but it's not. So we're going to add a new action. We're going to call this action Private Travel Club Leads. And we're going to, instead of the action to do add to a list like in Get Response, we're just going to have it as an email notification. I'm going to select an email address to throw in there to notify, and we're going to hit save. If you wanted to go to more than one email, you just duplicate what I just did, add a new action, and do that same step over again. So now if you go into this page and you do the opt-in page, it'll go directly to your email. So the next step that we're going to have with this is we want to push them. We don't really need a thank you page, but let's go into the funnel and actually try this out. So I'm going to go into this. We could grab this URL and do it that way. I always like to go in and just hit preview. And if I went into Vimeo, I could get rid of this play bar and this stuff on the video. That's no big deal. But I'm going to go ahead and put my name and email address in here. And yes, I want to travel for free. So I'm going to click. And look, it went to the World Ventures page, exactly where we want it to go. And if I check my email, hasn't came through yet, but hang on a minute. Eventually that'll come through. Sometimes there's a delay on that, But if we go back, but that's how simple it is to do that. There was one other thing that I saw.
So Jim, this is an affiliate link.
Which one?
World Venture. But when you take them right to World Venture.
Yeah, that is my affiliate link. That's correct.
All right.
And I'll drop that in the chat also.
So I guess the question I have in having created this is, do we use the information that we learned last night in order to drive people to that first page that we created right here? Is that how it all kind of comes together? Or how do we get people to come here?
That's a great question. Chuck, do we have time to go through kind of a Facebook ad?
What time is it?
It's almost 8 o'clock, or it's almost top of the hour.
Yeah.
Let me just explain it real quick instead of going through the steps.
Yeah, because I would like to stop as close to 8 or top of the hour as possible.
So Brianna, basically you would want to go into Facebook and the ads manager, and you want to create an ad. And all you want to do is create a new campaign, create a new ad, and drive traffic. So your target audience would be something that would be like, you can go into Facebook and really target the audience specific to travel, people that travel the world internationally, domestically. Obviously, you want to target people that travel the world. And let me just go to a full screen and stop the screen share here for a minute. So basically, you just want to target an ad, put that into Facebook, put $5 or $10 a day into that, push them into, I wouldn't push them into the World Ventures page, because the problem with the World Ventures page, it just goes to a blank white page and they can click on a video there, but it doesn't give them a lot of information. So I probably would put them into a sales page. And of course, we don't have time for that tonight, but a long sales page, and talk about, let me just show you a good sales page to copy real quick. Not that one. So I would push them into a page that looked more like this. So you could literally build a page like this in Facebook. So dream trips, you should be here, our commitment, more than a vacation, and then list that you've got the different options here. So I would push them into a page like this, and then I would have an opt-in form on this page, probably in multiple spots. I do a get started now button here. I would do a get started button here, and I would do a get started button down here. So I would do something like that. And then that way, you're going to push them into a page that would be a higher conversion than just pushing them into World Ventures.
Okay.
Hey, Jim.
Uh-huh.
Is ClickFunnels a Russell Brunson product?
It is a Russell Brunson product.
Got it. Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions tonight? You always can reach out to me. My email is in the chat box. And so if you have any questions, just reach out to me. Chuck, do you want to do a a song. I have a song up right now if you want.
Let's do it. Yeah, let's do that.
Thanks,
Okay.
Jim, for all the information.
Absolutely. Does everybody have their spin, Jim?
And if everyone will enter their email, then we can actually get this to you that you can refer back to.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Thanks, Jim.
Thank you.